Boom, 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 ping, 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 boom, 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 ping, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Friends sing together. La 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 la. Friends do things together. La 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 la. Friends laugh together. Ha 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 ha. Friends make graphs together. La 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 la. Friends help you when you're in danger. Friends are people who are not strangers. Friends help you shift to a new place. Tell you if you've got food on your face. Friends are the ones on you can depend. He's my friend and she's my friend. Friends are the ones who are there in the end. He's my friend, you're all my friends. If you get knocked over, I'll catch your fall. If you kick my dick, I won't break your balls. If you get drunk and vomit on me, I'll make sure you get home safely. If you cross the street and a truck struck you, I'll scrape you up and reconstruct you. I'll cheer you up if you're depressed. You get murdered, I'll avenge your death. Friends walk together. La 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 la. Pop and lock together. Zzz, 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 zzz. Me and him together. La 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 la. Me and him forever. Friends go jogging at the track. Friends borrow money, never pay it back. Friends do not let friends do crack. Friends go out and have a snack. Friends drink beer in the sun. Unlike girlfriends that are mine if you have more than one. Friends tell you when your fly's undone. Psst, your fly's undone. Oh, thanks. My Uncle John had a special friend. They dressed alike, his name was Ken. I've never seen two friends like them. They were very, very friendly men. La 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 la. Friends, friends, friends. La 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 la. Friends, 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 friends. La 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 la. Friends, 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 friends. La 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 la. Friends. La 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 la. Ping. Hello everyone! Welcome to very special Loading Ready Live. And thanks to Paul and the Beardtones, I think. Gonna use that. Now, as you may know, the rest of the crew isn't here today. But what you probably don't know is that it isn't because of PAX. That was our cover story, but you know what? I think it's come to time to come clean about where the other members of the crew are. You see, Graham and Kathleen are in hiding after an 8-foot-tall killer cyborg from the future appeared in their living room and tried to abduct Penelope in order to change the outcome of something called the Dilly Bar incident. Corey and Beige disappeared a few days ago, and all we know is that Beige was last seen on the outskirts of town being chased by what witnesses describe as a giant banana. Alex is at home, but he's stuck in a meme loop. He's just been cycling between John Madden, Garbage Day, Mom's Spaghetti, and AwkwardFart.wave for the last 36 hours. Ian is in the hospital after attempting a DIY appendectomy with a hole saw. Heather was going to be here, but then she shouted something about Snorlax nearby and ran out. That was 5 hours ago. Finally, Cameron is actually in Seattle, but his intense, perfectly balanced desire to go to both PAX and Bumbershoot has left him trapped between Washington State Convention Center and the Seattle Center, standing right in the middle of Battery Street. So, needless to say, the show is going to be a little different this week. But you know what? I'm here. I'm here, and you're here. And this is live, so something's going to happen. Oh wait, I better... From near and far, young and old, people of every shape, ability, and gender, welcome to Loading Ready Live. Today on the program, Paul addresses a serious first world problem on That's Appalling. Paul answers your insightful and not at all stupid questions on a live Askler. We find out if 1,000 heads are better than one as Paul challenges the chat to a quiz. No cheating.
Paul fills in for Beige on another eating challenge. Paul does a bunch of other stuff because he's the only one here. All this and more on Loading Ready Live, starting right now.
Hello! It turns out that you have to actually plug the microphone in order to get signal. So there we go. Yeah, sadly, that particular Paul didn't do his job the way he was supposed to. But you know what? That's fine. So today we're going to be doing a few different things. I've got some videos to show. I've got some fun stuff to do, as you saw in that intro. So I figure we'll just get to it. Now, there's one thing that I wanted to do first, and that's what's talked about in the intro, a segment that I'm calling That's Appalling, which I think we can all agree is a pretty appalling name. But I came up with a bunch of different names, and then that was the one I came up with first, and I really couldn't think of a better one, so that's how it's going to go. This is a segment in which I want to talk about something that is a very, very minor problem, but it's bugged me for a while, and I wrote a thing about it a while ago, and there was never any venue to do something with it. It wasn't really a sketch. It wasn't a crap shot. And there just wasn't anything. There wasn't a good place to talk about it. So I figured this, being that I'm here by myself and no one can stop me, is a great opportunity. So today I want to talk about my television. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because, while it's a fine television, there's something wrong with it. And so, in the form of this open letter that I've written to Samsung, I wrote this open letter to Samsung here, and I would like to read it for you now, and hopefully you'll understand just some of my pain. Dear Samsung, hello. My name is Paul Saunders, and I recently purchased one of your LCD televisions. Let me first say that I'm very satisfied with most aspects of this television. The picture is nice and bright, with vibrant colors, deep blacks, and the sound is loud and clear, with reasonable bass and a nice mid-range. I think your claim that I will be experiencing sound as if I am sitting in a movie theater might be a little overstating it. But it is perfectly adequate for my apartment. The reason why I'm writing you today is because I would like to bring your attention to an issue that I've encountered with your product. To put it simply, the on-TV controls for power, adjusting the channel, volume, and settings are the worst I've ever seen on any television, ever. It actually is only through some diligence on my part that I was actually able to see the controls at all. For the first 5 days I had the TV, I legitimately thought that it had no controls on it, and you only operated it from the remote. To illustrate my point, I have here a photo of the front of my TV. Let's just bring that up. See, this is a picture of the front of my TV. Where do you think the controls are on there? Do you think they're on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side? We can look. Maybe they're on the side here. No, I don't see anything there. How about on the other side? Nope, don't see anything there. Are they on the back for some reason? No, don't see anything there. You see, the trick is the controls, they are not under that red light. They are, in fact, right beside that red light. Now, you'll be forgiven. In fact, they're right there. You'll be forgiven for not seeing that they're there. In fact, I drew here's a little diagram of where they are. I think that should be, yeah. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's a little diagram of where they are. Because, see, what's happened here is you have made a series of touch-sensitive patches with no bumps, impressions, lights, or any other indication of their existence, except for hairline icons on dark gray on a black background. You know these buttons are here to help people use your product, right? This isn't just some hoop the FCC makes you jump through in order to get certification, in order to minimize as much as possible. They're actually part of what makes your television work as a television. Incidentally, thank you for making sure that I can read all those FCC things, so very well on the back there. Because I will definitely need to see all that stuff much better, much more often than I will need the actual controls for operating the TV. Now, I realize this is 2016 and most people control their television from the remote. But fond as I am of sitting catatonic on my couch, only twitching a finger occasionally to change channels, remote loss is the most obvious situation where sometimes you need on-screen TV controls. So if I lose my remote, this TV basically becomes useless. But think about if you're playing like a game, or if you're still playing like a CD-based game on your console. You're right next to the TV because you just inserted the disc. And then you want to pick up the controller and turn on the TV, and then you can go and sit down. Now what I'm doing is I am inserting the disc and then going over to get the remote, turning the TV on. So now you've actually added more to my process in order for me to use the remote, because otherwise I have to bring out a flashlight and shine it at the TV. Look, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't a big deal, okay? As I mentioned, the TV does a fine job of doing most of the things that a TV should do. I want to alert you to this, Samsung, because I'm not sure you understand that these controls are supposed to be actually used by people. And I'm afraid that if I don't say anything, you will continue to manufacture TVs that are just making everyone's lives a little bit worse. At least make the icons visible, If if they have to be touchpads, draw them in like blue or green or orange or white, not dark gray, okay? Something that stands out against black. Here, if you want to get more ambitious, I Googled the results for the term TV controls. Look at all these things. Any of these controls would be great. Feel free to use, any of these. Literally, any of them will be better than what you have made. So, in conclusion, your TV sucks. Well, your TV controls suck. Sincerely, Paul Saunders. P.S. I'm available for consultation if you would like the input of a professional TV haver for your new television designs. And PPS, I'm not even getting into the whole ridiculous stupidity of having a perfectly smooth, touch-sensitive controls with no tactile feedback on a television, just period, okay? You do realize that televisions are often watched in the dark, right? Like, Have you seen a TV? Do you know what a TV is? Do you know how people use TVs? It's that box that all the pretty pictures appear on, okay? Just please, maybe you can make them regular buttons. That's all I'm saying. All right. Well, thanks for letting me get that off my chest. That was something that I've had bottled up inside. Anyway, and to reward you for sitting through that, now we've got some feed dump extra push that is a feed dump that you may not have seen before. And while I'm doing that, keep in mind that the next thing we have up is going to be some AskPaul. So I'm going to I'll be taking questions just directly from the chat. Nobody is here to screen the questions, so I'll take questions directly from the chat, and hopefully we can get some interesting conversations going on AskPaul or AskPaul. So start thinking of your questions, and here's a feed dump extra push.
Three British men have been arrested after selling horse meat and pretending it was beef.
Honestly, I'm a bit confused why this arbitrary division exists between farm animals that it's okay to eat and farm animals that it's not okay to eat. Like, what is so terrifying about kitten bacon? Are you afraid it's going to be delicious?
Cameron, the reason you're confused is because old shitty horses are for glue, not food.
And yeah, Cam, you don't eat glue.
You maybe.
At first blush, this story doesn't actually sound like that big of a deal, but it actually was a huge horse meat ring because authorities did some investigations and they found beef mixed with horse meat in Tesco and Burger King.
Wait, like a whole ring of horse meat? Like molded in a ring, like a bundt pan? Held together with aspic? This sounds delightful.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Betty Draper prepare this horse meat Taurus on Mad Men.
This week on Loading Ready Live, Beige eats the whole thing.
Wait, what?
All right. That we have another feed dump extra push actually coming on later in the show, but you'll have to watch me some more before you are rewarded by another one. So yeah, let's do some AskPaul. I can answer whatever questions you guys have. I'll try to catch them as they go by. You can see I sort of look off camera every once in a while because I've got the chat up on the screen here. So hopefully I'll be able to see stuff. Do you think Andy will ever be able to be part of Loading Ready Live? Oh, that would be amazing. I would hope so. I mean, of course, Andy is super busy, but maybe we got Matt involved, which I wouldn't have guessed that would be something we could do. So that made me super happy that we got Matt be able to be involved in it, and Andy does come in town every once in a while. So if he happens to be able to be in town on a weekend when we're doing Loading Ready Live, I'm sure we could find some way to integrate him into it. Although I think it would basically just be trying to fit Andy into every single possible thing. Oh, geez. Questions going very fast. Sorry, I don't have anybody to mod my questions, so I'll just have to do things as I go. Any chance of an album of songs available for purchase? I guess there's some chance of that, but not too much. I did have a lot of fun doing that piece for the intro. That's the first time I've done, both the first time I've done that kind of overdub singing, and really the first time I've done, if you know from Desert Bus, I am not used to singing not just I'm used to just sort of singing myself the lead and stuff. So singing the sort of backup parts of a song was quite difficult to sort of I had to do it a few times to sort of get it. I kept trying to sort of jump over to the when I'm supposed to be seeing the backup, you sort of automatically switch over to the main part, which obviously doesn't work out too well. How many clones do you have in the moon base currently? Enough, I would say. Enough. Are you excited about Kaladesh? I am actually. I've just started seeing, obviously I'm not, the stuff is starting to come out from PAX, and I saw somebody mentioning this and talking about it, and I totally agree that it's neat, at least so far. We'll see what happens in terms of the story stuff for Kaladesh. This is the Magic expansion, by the way. But I like that so far it seems like really happy. Not like ridiculously, but it just like is like a positive world or plane or whatever. We were at the battle for Zendikar where things were going to crap, and then we went to Innistrad where things were already crap and scary and blah blah blah. And so the cool thing about Kaladesh is that things seem to be going quite well. It's neat, and it's cool that it's sort of like it's an artifact. The idea of sort of an artifact-centric set, but not like Mirrodin where like everything is robots. It's artifact-centric set because there are people, inventing things. So yeah, hopefully Kaladesh doesn't go all dark the same way every other thing is. But we'll see what happens. How much did the rest of the crew know about the content of LRL tonight? I think depending on how much they were paying attention to things, they knew the basic structure. I mean, obviously, this is sort of the Paul show, but obviously stuff like the feed dump, extra dump, the stream highlight reel, which we'll be playing a little bit later, and some other stuff like that was made by, other people did that. And so I was thinking about like what to show, what to do, and I knew we had the stream highlight reel and the feed dump stuff, and I was thinking that like, if worse comes to worse, I can just do, I'll just sort of hang out and show those clips. And then I thought that maybe we could do something a little more ambitious. If you could smash two games together to create your perfect game, which ones would you combine? Ooh. There's quite a few games that I've seen, especially sort of indie style games or different games where it's like really neat mechanics and then, but not much in the way of sort of story stuff. Or on the other hand, you've got like really interesting story stuff, but not necessarily much in the way of mechanics. And so combining those together, combining some of those things together, I mean, the fantasy is something like, my imagination is something like, No Man's Sky and like Minecraft. But I don't know, I guess a lot of people are saying that, but unfortunately for No Man's Sky, I think a lot of people thought that's what No Man's Sky was, but clearly it's not. But the idea of like No Man's Sky flying around, finding all these cool places, and then when you land on a place, it's like a Minecraft server basically, would be incredibly awesome. Dear Dr. Paul, who is the superior checkpoint host? The superior situation for checkpoint is definitely when we have all three of us, Graham and Kathleen and myself, not just because having more people is better in terms of writing and stuff, but just because the show is sort of designed around that. When you have only one host, if it's like me and just Graham or me and just Kathleen, then it becomes, for one thing, it gets more complicated. But then the other thing is that it's like you have, you have like it cutting from the person to the person again, which doesn't really make any sense. Like there's a reason why news broadcasts, like real news broadcasts, often have two hosts, right? So then you can cut back and forth between the different ones. Wait, did you say feed dump or checkpoint? I think I might have answered that wrong. I might have answered that for checkpoint instead of feed dump. For feed dump, geez. I do kind of like it. I have to say, for feed dump, in terms of feed dump post, I kind of like it when it's like somebody else. There's been a couple of cases where with like feed dump takeover. I think I did it like once, but I think Jared took over once and different people. I find the when feed dump has some sort of bizarre continuity within itself, as if the show, rather more than just the doing the jokes and stuff, that there's some sort of weird internal continuity within the show, I find highly amusing. Any recommendation on where to buy stream lighting from? Our lights we got from B&H Photo. They're that doesn't really answer the question though, because they're the biggest seller of lighting and camera and video equipment in the world. So I mean, they've got lots of lights, but we've got fluorescent lights here that work quite well that we hang from the ceiling. You've probably also, in loading times, you've seen the sort of umbrella style lights that we have, and those work really well too. What would be your dream LRL segment? I mean, some of the more like ridiculously ambitious, like we do the like Batsu game stuff, like the Dusty Road and the other one with the chopping stuff, and so like we keep sort of throwing around ideas for what to do for future ones of those, and some of the ideas would be crazy and fun, but of course we have limits, not just in terms of like budget, but also like space and time and that kind of stuff. But coming up with some sort of like ridiculously overblown thing for as a punishment for a Batsu game, I think would be pretty funny. Knife hand, yeah. Catapult surprise. Yes, exactly. That would be a solid idea for a Batsu game thing. Which do you prefer, scented candles, incense, or air fresheners? I think air fresheners, I guess. Depends on what the scent is. Stuff that just makes things smell like, clean, I'm sort of in favor of. Heavily scented stuff can kind of overpower you to some extent. How's your new business, Loading Ready, Paul, doing in its inception? I don't know. Not too badly, I guess. We'll see how it goes. Do you disclose how much radical freedom you currently have? A lot, I guess. I don't know if technically I have I can't stuff I can do now, when everyone else is gone on this show, is not like it's stuff that I couldn't have done before or stuff, but there isn't anybody else around to oppose ideas or to be like, that's a dumb idea, you shouldn't have done that, or you shouldn't do that, or I have a better idea. So that could work both ways, right? It could be that my ideas require some refinement from other people, or it could be that other people were really just holding me back. We'll see. I suspect the first one is more accurate. there a Loading Ready Run game, what kind of game would it be? Board, card, video, tabletop RPG, and what would it be about? It would probably be, I think it would definitely be a video game. Although obviously we like board games and card games and stuff, but video game is really, I think, closer to my heart. I mean, there's been, at various times, there's been, we've talked about like Loading Ready Run, like sort of a JRPG style thing, which would be super fun, obviously way in the future in terms of actually something, or not even way in the future, very speculative as something that could be done, what it would look like, but whatever. But I would love to be, involved in planning and stuff on a video game. I always thought that like, something like if anyone's played like the Journeyman Project, especially Journeyman Project 2, there's your little robot buddy Arthur, who's in your suit and is just there sort of giving you advice and also making wisecracks and stuff. I always thought that would be great. I would love to, be great to be that character in a video game, to sort of have an influence on the plot, but not actually be like the main character, and that would be really fun to write. LRR dating sim? Is it possible for mini Commodore Hustles or crap shots to appear on Loading Ready Live? Anything is possible. It's live, so something's going to happen. But yeah, certainly more sort of sketchy type stuff we could definitely do on Loading Ready Live. It depends, we've got various different venues for stuff. There's crap shots, there's Commodore Hustle, there's the regular streaming, and there's podcasts or the like tap concede and different stuff like that. So we've got different venues for things, and so if we come up with an idea, sometimes it's a matter of sort of thinking about what venue that idea is best suited for, as opposed to like coming up with an idea specifically for something. Sometimes you sort of come up with the idea and it's like, okay, this is a good idea. We all agree this is a good idea, but now what form should it actually take as it is sort of actualized into a real thing? Desert Bus South. Never give up. As far as I know, there is no current Desert Bus South. And as far as I know, there won't be anytime soon. Ooh, I like a LRR beat 'em up. That's a good idea. Favorite 18 games episode? I actually quite liked the Dark Souls yesterday. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago. I admit I was somewhat apprehensive when Dark Souls came up as the thing. But Dark Souls is probably the most, I think of all the games we've played on 18 Games and Counting, Dark Souls is the most like a game I actually would play by myself, like play not on the show. So that was fun. I don't know if I'll actually like stream a bunch of it, just because there's been a lot of Dark Souls streaming around, so we don't necessarily need to do that. But I can totally, I could see maybe getting it for home and playing it. It seems like it would be fun. And yes, as Foxmar says, I did also do better than James did. So that's really what's important when all's said and done. Have you ever heard of the 1996 adventure game Toonstruck with Christopher Lloyd? I have not. That sounds like an interesting game. I used to play, because the name reminded me, I have all the books, and I used to play a tabletop RPG called Toon. That was it was by Steve Jackson Games. Steve guy did GURPS and stuff, and it was like the cartoon role playing game. It was crazy. I mean, it was because it was that was sort of the point of it, was that it was ridiculous and silly. Nobody ever dies in it. You just get like little Tweety birds around your head and sit out the game for a little bit. And you could like, you could sort of, it's basically like as long as what you wanted to do was sort of funny, or was funny, you'd be like, yep, that's fine, go for it. So the idea is you sort of be making like an old Looney Tunes style cartoon. So it seemed like it was kind of a neat idea. I don't know how well, I was quite young when I was playing it, and so I don't know if we necessarily used it to its best form, but I'd recommend checking it out if you ever get a chance. You have any thoughts on the new Star Trek TV show? Not in particular. It's not actually happening yet, or it's not. I mean, it's happening, but it's not actually out yet, right? Has it started? I don't know, but I'm in favor of a Star Trek TV show. I'm not like a super Star Trek aficionado, Trekker, whatever. But I've always liked it as a show. In actual fact, I've been watching a little bit of Voyager, because obviously Voyager has its problems and stuff, but I never really watched it when it was actually on TV. And I sort of got thinking about it, and it showed up on Netflix, and I was like, oh, I'll check that out. And so I got a list online. I just did like a search for, and found a list on a forum somewhere that was just like all the sort of essential, or like the good Voyager episodes, like the ones that like the non-filler episodes, which is great. So then you can watch the show, and there'll be like 26 or 22 or 25 episodes in a season, but you can watch. There's only like 10 episodes that you actually need to watch. The rest are just kind of filler episodes. And somebody's worked that out already, and so it'd be like, and so your impression of the show is actually like, hey, this is actually not too bad. Why did everybody have this bad impression of Voyager? I thought it was not too bad, but of course you're just seeing the good stuff. But yeah, I'm actually quite enjoying it, and I kind of dig the Star Trek whole like kind of optimistic future thing, right? Of course, there's all the sort of post-apocalyptic future stuff, and it's neat that Star Trek always had that sort of optimistic future thing, which I kind of liked. Also, okay, sorry, I've been telling everybody about this because I got like slightly not obsessed, but there's an episode of Voyager that you should check out. If you've got Netflix, you can check it out. Just watch the end of it. I'm trying to remember what it's the episode where it's one of the earlier episodes where Kes is going back through time. She like trying to describe the plot of a Star Trek episode is really weird, but Kes is like getting flashes of going back through time because of whatever, some chronometric distortions or something, whatever. Anyway, the end of the episode, once the episode is all done, once the actual like plot of the episode is done, there's like the sort of denouement where they're all just like going, well, that was a tough, oh, can you tell me about the future? Well, no, it's going to be changed, they're just like, doing some chatting about the stuff that happened during the episode. And they're sort of having like a party on the holodeck, I guess. And so it's like, there's sort of people, and it's kind of like this semi sort of Grecian looking area that they're in, because I guess it's on the holodeck, and so they're sort of having a get together and stuff. And there's this situation. If you watch if you watch the end of the episode, there's this view where there's the two main characters talking. I forget who it is, on either side of the frame, and then in the background, slightly out of focus, there's a female Starfleet officer in like the blue medical outfit, talking to this like super jacked, like basically naked guy just wearing like a thong. So there's like big burly man meat guy talking to this Star Trek to this Starfleet officer, just like out of focus, way small in the background, and they're just talk for each other, and then they just talk for a bit, and then the camera like pans over to somebody else, but then they sort of move and it turns, and then those two people are in the background again, talking, and they talk for a bit, and then they go, and then their conversation ends, and then they both leave together. And it's never, mentioned. There are no other people. There don't seem to be any other people at this party that are just wearing thongs. That's not like the dress code. And so I'm like fascinated, being like, what was going? Not only within the context of the show, being like, what was going on in this? Was he part of the holodeck? Was he included in the program? Was that guy part of the crew? And it was just relaxing in his bathing suit. And then also, in the meta context of the showrunners, somebody made the choice to be like, you, guy, you look pretty buff. Go put on a thong and stand in the background of this shot. We'll have you talking with the person. So, anyway, check it out if you want to see that. Exactly, the lady in the red dress thing from The Matrix. I like to imagine that it's that's actually like a Starfleet officer who just, finds the regular Starfleet outfit to be rather confining, and so when he's off work, maybe he's just relaxing in his Speedo. What advice would you give for someone moving to Victoria? Do as much research as possible before you come and stuff. Make sure Victoria is super, super nice. I am obviously a big fan and stuff. But there's like housing is quite expensive here. The job market is kind of iffy. Well, depending on what you're looking for in terms of job market stuff. So make sure that you're in what you're getting into when you come here. And then there's the other aspect of being on, I know some people who come from the mainland, when you come to the island, get kind of confused. Not confused, but they come from the mainland and they get kind of antsy about having to take a ferry to get anywhere. Some people who are used to being able to like jump in their car and drive to the next city or whatever. Do you enjoy any sports? What is your favorite sports team? As I'm sure is not a huge surprise, I'm not a huge sports guy. And in terms of sports I like to play, I like squash, although I haven't played it in a really long time. But when I did play it, it was a lot of fun. And I keep being like, oh, I should get back into that, but never get around to it. And just sort of soccer and that kind of stuff. In terms of sports to watch, I think probably I tend to like I like sports. I like more I guess like basketball. I quite like. I find I don't really watch professional sports that much on TV, but I like watching like some of the Olympic stuff and some other sports. I find that watching people who are sort of the pinnacle of whatever they're doing, is often entertaining. Even if it's whatever, horse jumping, that can be quite entertaining. Which one of the old GPLP Let's Plays is your favorite to do? Definitely Dante's Inferno. That is just such an amazing game. And I use that in the sense of not necessarily like positive or negative, but just incredible in the sense that it strains credulity that it exists. Like, it's such a weird game. And it's actually pretty fun. Like, I've played it myself. And it's the actual, like, the mechanics of the game are actually quite tight. The combat and stuff. But it's just so, like, crazy. And just the idea that of something like that actually getting made, and not just like being made, but being like a AAA title, is ridiculous. And also, playing it when we did the GPLP, playing it with Brad, where Brad is has a classical education and he knows about all the Dante stuff, and the weird aspect of like that they actually got a lot of things right in Dante's Inferno. Like, they actually like a lot of the levels design and the way characters are described and the way things are done is actually like right, and like to the extent that they obviously did like way more research than you would expect, and yet on top of it it's this like ridiculous God of War game. It's very weird, but definitely most entertaining. Some of the other ones were just sort of like the I forget what the name of it is now. The one where you're like a medieval guy who turns into a demon sometimes. Whatever one that was. That was okay, but it started getting pretty boring after a while. All right, I haven't actually been checking our time very well. Cursed Crusade, that's it. Cursed Crusade, not good. We even had 2 copies of that stupid game too, because we lost one copy like halfway through doing the GPLP, and we were like, I guess we got to go find another. We got to go buy another copy, and then of course we found the first copy. It's the worst. All right, let's look. Let's maybe do one more question here. Which other lurfolk would you most like to inflict having to do a 24-hour stream on? That's interesting. People. I mean, I feel like James should probably do a 24-hour stream, just because he's such a, he does so much work to get other people to do 24-hour streams, or to sort of encourage other people with not ideal behavior. So I feel like it would be his own medicine to do that. I mean, Alex, I think would be entertaining, but I feel like the entertainment value of Alex being sleep deprived versus just being just being not that entertaining because he's too tired to actually do anything useful. Like, I think it would be better to get Alex for a longer period of time, but allowing him to sleep in between things, so that I feel like he's at peak entertainment value if he is at least somewhat rested. Maybe not fully rested. You want some silliness, but Well, yeah, and there's of course Adam, but he's already done 24-hour streams. Although it's a tough one though. The 24-hour stream, it's deceptively tough, you know. It's when you get to like 16 hours or so, the 24-hour thing where you're like, okay, I'm time to go home now, and you still got 8 hours. It's a bad scene. Yeah. All right. So that was cool. That was some Askler stuff. Sorry if I missed your question. But I'm just sort of grabbing them as they go. Obviously there'll be other Askler stuff in the future. Feel free to email me, or if you have something in particular you want to ask about. Anyway. So now, in return for sitting through that Askler thing, you get to watch these stream highlights. So here we go.
Fuck the countdown and go live?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Mike's already hot, right?
Yeah.
Yep. What up? Wait, no, he's gonna take a piss! Or mime taking a piss. He is so ready to piss right now.
He must have performance anxiety.
I would. If Adam Jensen was standing next to me and I was trying to take a leak, I'd just die.
Wait, what?
She hit F6!
She totally just hit F6.
How? She only like.
She just reached over and like whammed it.
This is F6 as well.
I'll just take the bait.
Oh, whoa! Whoa! It looks like a bear. Doesn't it look like a bear face?
I drink anything without.
Yes! You and me, buddy. High five. Aug 5. Augmented high five.
Blue team is helping a kitty. Blue team is Bane from the rain. Blue team is Bane. Oh my god.
Break my legs into pieces. This is an awful game.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh yes! Yeah! I'm booty-os, 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 you fucks! Video games used to be so good. Why don't they make good games anymore, Graham? Why don't they make good games anymore? Games used to be so amazing. It's all casual shit now.
I'm Adam Jensen. I'm Adam Jensen in sunglasses. I'm sweaty Adam Jensen in sunglasses, and dirty too. I've had a terrible day.
Dilly bar! Not actually Dilly bar, but here's some lunch.
This is like the thing, so she's like, yeah. Hodor, look how sexy we are. Yeah, right?
Alright, well, I'm still gonna swingle dingles. Don't say that out loud, Graham. Threading the fucking needle. Nope, not threading that needle.
Major Richard Dick Hardin, who served as the tower's communications officer for 8 years.
Stapling
Oh, jeez.
that happened, but along
It
here.
broke and they tried to staple it back
Along
together.
here?
We're falling through the sub-ocean.
Whoa!
This is...
I've never seen this
This
before.
is dank! This is getting real dank, actually.
What's past the sub-ocean?
Paul, can you mute me for a little bit? I want to swear.
Why would you want that to be muted?
Because I'm probably going to swear a lot.
No.
Do you remember what I was saying earlier?
God, this is such a
About
dick
losing
move here,
to
Ken.
divination?
Divination, 2 draw triggers. I draw the last in my library.
Oh my...
And Psychosis Crawler kills you.
No!
After you pacified it. Oh, take it back. Take it back.
So she's alive.
Yeah, I must have gotten them confused.
Lied to me! You said she was dead! I thought she was the dead one. Oh my god, you're the worst friend in the entire world. I've already mourned over her.
Check it out. This is the Monarch token.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I am Monarch. Yeah, I can even like
Crown your beer. Now that's the king of beers.
Okay, wait. Watch this. You fucker! You
I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that.
really?
I am so sorry.
I'm going to my room.
I'm in your head. Really? This card?
That's rude. Wow, idiot.
That's very mean.
I love
So
you.
much for Magic being a game of friendship.
I don't know. Sounds like someone just made a rookie mistake.
Oh, just a tasteful amount of side wolf. I love it.
I love a bit of Underwolf.
Oh, Underwolf is too racy for me. I love it, but it's too racy.
Run the throne. Run
the crown.
Watch the jewels.
Eat the pie.
Eat the pie.
Run.
Loading ready. Loading ready.
The crown.
Hoses.
Watch
hoses.
John Madden.
John Madden. Up top.
Which way should I go? Oh.
Go left.
Did you not attack me, Graham, because we're in a podcast together?
No, because you have a 1-2 and you can block the goblin.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, because we're bros.
It's friendship.
Just friendship. Stone cold friendship.
What? What? Those hitbox, she was out!
Why?
I feel like you helped her.
Why does it do that?
Hello. Welcome back. That was some silly stuff. Some of the if you're expecting some of the stuff that happened on Wednesday or Thursday, sadly that was not in there because Kate did the editing for that, did an awesome job of it, but she went off to PAX. Transparency. That's weird. One sec. That better? All right, so we've got a. All right, so there's an address down there, and in the intro, I told you, I said that there'd be a quiz, and it's true, there is a quiz, and this is sometimes called this or that quiz. And what it is it's like, I'm going to read out a bunch of names, and I want you to tell me if it's one thing or another thing. And in this case, because I see a lot of these things when we're doing Checkpoint, and so I started thinking about it, and so I was thinking that a lot of video game companies, there are a lot of video game companies, of course, and they're also all being created and gotten rid of so often. And a lot of them are really silly names. And there are a lot of wineries. Despite the fact that video game development and winemaking may seem like they're from very different worlds, there are a lot of wineries in the world. And a lot of their names are actually quite similar to video game company names. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to read out some names. You're going to tell me whether it's an indie video game company or a winery. So the address in there, down there, is for a Google form that has a whole bunch of things, and it just says question 1, do this, question 2, do this, question 3, do this, question 4, do this. Because I didn't want to actually put the questions on there, because of course, now of course, as I'm doing this, you could just go and Google it if you wanted to, but what's the fun in that? I mean, there's not really going to be any prize, right? And I feel like I can trust you guys on the honor system that you won't go Google these things, because that would just be wrong, and you'll be taking away from your own fun. Okay, so here we go. There's going to be two parts to this. The first part is going to be, I'm going to read our name. You tell me whether it's a game developer, studio, or a wine or a winery. And the second part is I'm going to read you two names, and you're going to tell me which one's the game. I'm going to read you the name of a game development studio and the name of a winery, and you're going to tell me which is which. I'll explain it as we go along. And so we're going to do the first chunk of the questions. I think there's 12 questions there. I'm going to do them all. And then we'll have another feed dump, extra dump, and then we'll do the second part of the questions, and then I'll give you all the answers. Because I want to make sure you have time to fill it out, but not necessarily, that you have so much time that you can come up with all the things. So, and I want to make sure that there's the lag and stuff. So I want to make sure that you guys get the questions. So here we go. So listen carefully, because these aren't going to go up on the screen. So you got to listen carefully. And we'll see what you think. Okay. So, first one. Drinkbox. Drinkbox. Is that a video game company or is that a winery? Wild Duck Creek. Wild Duck Creek. Video game company or winery? Some of these you may have heard of before, some of them not. Also note that I am omitting sometimes, if it has like, games or, developers or winery or whatever written at the end of it, then obviously I'm going to omit that to the name. So, all right. So number 2 was Wild Duck Creek. Number 3, Magical Time Bean. Magical Time Bean. Right, or vineyard or estates. Obviously that would be a dead giveaway that it was a winery. So we're not putting that in. I'm omitting that part of the name. All right. Number 4, La Playa. La Playa. All right. Number 5, Purple Grape. Purple Grape. Number 5. Now, is that a double fake out? Number 6, Grapefruit. Grapefruit. Number 6. Number 7, Matrix. Number 7, Matrix. Video game company or winery? Number 9, Calvino Noir. Number 9, Calvino Noir. I'm glad that you guys are having difficulty with this. Oop. Sorry, that was number 8. 8 is Calvino Noir. I apologize. Sorry about that. Don't panic. 8, Calvino Noir. Got ahead of myself. Calvino Noir, number 8. Number 9, Higgs Valley. Number 9, Higgs Valley. Number 10, Hayes Valley. That's just mean. Number 10, Hayes Valley. Number 9 was Higgs with an H. Number 9 was Higgs Valley. Number 10 was Hayes Valley. Number 11, Queasy. Is that Queasy? Is that the strange name of an indie video game company? Or is that the strange name of an avant-garde winery? Queasy, number 11. And number 12, Gnarly Head. Number 12, Gnarly Head. Okay, so there we go. There's the first 12. Now, while you fill those out, we're going to do another feed dump extra push, and then when we come back, we're going to do part 2 of the quiz.
A naked tomato thief is on the loose in Toronto.
I want that to be a guy who steals naked tomatoes, but in my heart, I know that's not true.
My first instinct is to say that this is a sex thing.
This is actually a very straightforward story. Police got a call at about 8 p.m. from a concerned resident saying that there was a naked man soaping themselves up in their backyard. He then used a hose to wash himself off and stole some tomatoes on the way out.
I have suspicions about what happened to the tomatoes.
I feel like calling this guy a naked tomato thief is a bit of a misnomer. I mean, yeah, that happened, but stealing the tomatoes wasn't really the big thing that he did.
Yeah, but if you call someone the naked shower man, the reaction is, yeah? Wait, have I been doing it wrong?
I can see why this guy has eluded capture. I mean, if the description of him is a naked man covered in like soap suds, it would be pretty easy for him to change his appearance by, say, putting on clothes and just blend in with the general community.
Yeah, all this guy needs to do is pull on a t-shirt and he basically turns into the Predator. We'll never catch this monster.
All right, we're back. So, time for the second part of the quiz. So hit next if you haven't already on that webpage, just down there. If you haven't filled out the first part of the quiz yet, you're too late. Well, no, you're not too late, but you don't know what the actual questions were. So it's going to be a little bit weird. Okay. Second part of the quiz. There's only 10 questions in the second part. Now, the second part, I'm going to give you 2 names. Okay? So I'm going to give you both the name of a winery and the name of a video game developer that are similar names. And you got to say which one was first and which one was second. So you see in the quiz, it's like number 1 game developer, number 2 winery, number 2 winery, number 1 game developer. Okay? So the first one is pretty easy, so you can to help you understand how it's going to go. Yeah, I will tell you the answers at the end. So here we go. Red Dead Head or Redhead's Studio. So the first one is Red Dead Head. Second one, Redhead's Studio. So was the first one a game developer and the second one a winery, or was it the other way around? Number 2, Fatal Frog or Arrogant Frog. First one is Fatal Frog. Second one is Arrogant Frog. The first one a game developer and the second one a winery, or is it the other way around? Fatal Frog, Arrogant Frog. All right. Chalk Hill or Red Hill? Chalk Hill, Red Hill. Is the first one a winery, or is it a game development company? Chalk Hill, Red Hill. All right. Number 4. Flying Pig, Squealing Pig. All right. First one is Flying Pig. Second one is Squealing Pig. Is the first one a winery and the second one game development company? Or first one game development company, second one a winery? Flying Pig, Squealing Pig. Number 5. Tipping Goat or Flying Goat? Oh, right. Sorry. Yes, you're correct. It is 16. It is 17. Right, because I labeled them in a smart way that I then forgot that I labeled them that way. Sorry. We're on 17. So, number 17, Tipping Goat or Flying Goat? Number 18, 01 Vinters. Oh, wait. I wasn't supposed to say that last part. Damn it. or 0 digits? Could have saved that one too. Or maybe that was part of the trick. Zero one or 0 digits. All right. Number 19. Castle Rock or Paper Castle? Number 19. Castle Rock or Paper Castle? Castle Rock is indeed a movie company, but it is also either a winery or a game development company. Number 20. Winged Cloud or Cloudy Bay? Number 1, Winged Cloud. Number 2, Cloudy Bay. One is a game development company. One is a winery. All right. Number 21. Red Car. Red Cape. Oh, right, sorry, Red Cap. Apologize. Number 21. Red Car. Red Cap. Number 1, Red Car. Number 1, Red Cap. Number 22, the final one. 7 Summits or 7 Stones? 7 Summits or 7 Stones? Oh, did I say number 1 twice? I apologize. 7 Summits, 7 Stones is number 22. All right. Well, I hope that was fun for you guys. Now you're going to have a few minutes to do that, and then we are going to, I'm going to give you the answers, and we're going to look at the results. If my plan goes according to plan, we should be able to see the results up on screen. So, but before I do that, we have, a thing that, yes. Before we do that, I did say, if you recall, I know it's been a while, but if you recall from the intro, I did say that there would be an eating challenge. And so, while you guys are finishing that up, and make sure you submit your thing, you can watch this video. Hello everybody, and welcome to a brand new segment here on Loading Ready Live. You know we like to do a lot of eating challenges here, but everybody else is away, so I'm gonna have to do this one by myself. This is a very special challenge called Paul Eats a Delicious Pastry. Today, going to be this chocolate croissant. This is going to be a tough one. Oh, look at that. Oh, what amazing new smell we've discovered here. It's like pastry and chocolate. Oh, this is going to be tough. This is... Dusty Road has got nothing on the chocolate croissant. I'm prepared mentally and physically. Let's do this. Get a good shot of it there. Oh, jeez. Here we go. Oh. Oh. Oh, this is just the worst. Oh. What? Why? Why am I doing this to myself? Oh, every bite. Why do I keep eating more? What a terrible, terrible thing. No. My worst fear is that this is going to become a recurring series. I'm going to have to eat a series of delicious pastries. That would just be the worst. Now, BG eats the whole thing. He didn't actually finish the whole thing. But you know what? I've got more dedication. And so when Paul says he's going to eat a delicious pastry, I'm going to eat the whole pastry. Oh, it's like all over my fingers. How can something... I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be that big a deal, right? Croissant is fine. Chocolate, obviously, is fine. But man, when you put it together, it's just the worst. Oh, the delicious, delicious worst. So terrible. Oh. For those of you who don't know, if you've never had a chocolate croissant before, I do not recommend it. It's just... I mean, it's terrible. There we go. I knew in what I fear it may be a recurring segment here on Loading Ready Live. Paul eats a delicious pastry. Back to you in the studio. Hello! Welcome back to the show. Yes, that is indeed taken earlier today. The worst. I can only pray that that doesn't become a recurring segment. Sorry, it was a little quiet. I don't know why that was the case. Am I now really quiet, or is it really quiet now for you? Is that just because you turned your volume way up because of the other thing? Sorry, it was quieter than I thought it would be. Okay, cool. All right. So we did our quiz. It's over now. I've closed it. But now is the time to see the results. See how you guys did. And I'll see what the answers are and also see how you did. So, question 1. Let's see if I can do this. Boom. Oh. Well, you should be able to see that. It's not supposed to show that part. But anyway, wait. No. I don't think I've... There we go. All right. So question 1. Guacamelee. See how you did. Looks like most people said game developer. So, the game is, the company is Drinkbox. They made Guacamelee. So it's a pretty well-known game. They also made Tales from Space, and they're working on a game called Severed. Did it kill the frame rate? No, it's not too bad. All right. Next one. Wild Duck Creek. Oh, there we go. Wild Duck Creek. Everybody said that was a winery. You are indeed correct. Wild Duck Creek was a winery. They're a small family-run winery situated 8 kilometers west of Heathcote, across alongside the Wild Duck Creek River. Well, I guess the Wild Duck Creek. All right, next one. Magical Time Bean. This one's a little harder, but most people did say game developer, which is entirely true. Magical Time Bean is a game developer. They're making a game called Soulcaster for Steam. So good job, everyone. Next one. La Playa. La Playa is indeed a vineyard. It is the home of some of Chile's best vineyards, producing distinctive Chilean varietal blends such as Carmelene, as well as unique proprietary blends like our signature Axel Primero red wine. I don't know what wine stuff is. All right. Next one. Purple Grape Games. That's right. It is indeed a game company. You got the double bluff. Well, actually, I guess that was just a single bluff. Not everybody, but it looks like most people got that one. They make a game called Afro Season for iOS. I have not played it. Next one, Grapefruit. Oh, a lot of questions on this one. Grapefruit. That is a video game company. And it looks like the winery just edged out the video game company for the chat, so I'm afraid you are incorrect on that one. The latest game they have coming out is called Twofold Inc. They also have a game called Rymdkapsel, Rymdkapsel. I believe they are Polish. Their games are for both PC and mobile. Next one. Matrix. Oh, wow. That's almost exactly 50-50. Can't quite see if that is exactly 50-50, but it is very close. It turns out Matrix is in fact a winery. The Matrix Winery is a small family-owned winery located on West Side Road, which specializes in Pinot Noirs as well as Chardonnay, Petit Syrah, and Zinfandel from the Russian River Valley. So there you go. I don't know why it's called Matrix. Oh, 50.5. All right. Next one. Cavino Noir. Cavino Noir is in fact a game developer. Ha! Gotcha! That's right. Cavino Noir is a game developer, most famous for their game, Cavino Noir, for iOS, PC, and PS4. All right, Higgs Valley. Higgs Valley is a video game company. They made a game called Soft Wings for iOS and Android. Looks like, I mean, that's a pretty tough one. Gotta say that. But it looks like you were slightly in favor of winery, so I'm afraid not. Higgs Valley video game company. However, Hayes Valley is a winery. So good job on that one. Hayes Valley is in fact a winery located on the central coast of California. A lot of the funnier named wineries are from California. I don't know what that says about California or the wine business in general, but there you go. All right. Queasy is in fact a game developer. Yes, you are correct. Queasy Games. They make Everyday Shooter for PC and PS3. That would be a terrible name for a winery. Although I wouldn't be surprised considering the names of some of these things. I guess that might be more like a brewery as opposed to a winery. And the last one in this section, Gnarly Head. Yes, Gnarly Head is indeed a winery. It is a California winery specializing in Zinfandel from old gnarly vines. Apparently. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it is. All right. Section 2, we're trying to find out which one of the two things is a winery and which one is a video game developer. Let's see, the first one. Red Dead Head as the game developer, or Red Dead Head is the game developer. Redhead Studios is the winery. Ha-ha! Yeah, that's right. Red Dead Head is a game, is a company that made a game, the Little Red Riding Hood game for PC. And Redhead Studios is a winery where some of Australia's top young winemakers, many already with experience around the globe, could come in the evening to throw off their corporate day job and be creative without frontiers. Next one, Fatal Frog is the game developer, and Arrogant Frog is the winery. Looks like most of you got that one. Fatal Frog makes Bugfest for iOS and a finger gesture sting for Unity. Arrogant Frog is from the south of France near the Mediterranean Sea. So there you go. Next one, Chalk Hill is the winery. Red Hill is the game development company. And, looks like the chat did not get that one. Chalk Hill the Chalk Hill estate is in a unique corner of California wine country. And Red Hill, game developer, has made a series. They're mostly have made games that they farm out to other people, including Be There San Francisco and Be There Yosemite. These are indie game developers. These are not necessarily games that you will have played. Oh wait, you did get that one. Oops, sorry. Yes, of course you did get that one. Chalk Hill. Okay. Next one. Flying Pig is the game developer. Squealing Pig is the winery. Red Hill Estate is also a winery? Oh no. I couldn't find them there. I didn't see them, but anyway. Flying Pig, game developer. They are responsible for such wonderful games as Chinese Poker Online and Ninja Puzzle. And Squealing Pig is New Zealand. It's a New Zealand company that specializes in Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Noir, Pinot Gris, and the Rosé. All right. Tipping Goat. Tipping Goat versus Flying Goat. Turns out Tipping Goat is the game developer. They make a game called Super Slam Dunk Touchdown, which I'm pretty sure is not a real thing. As we talked about in Askler, I don't know that much about sports, but I'm pretty sure a slam dunk touchdown is not a real thing. And Flying Goat is the vineyard, specializing in Pinots from California's Central Coast. The next one, let's see how everyone did on this one. 01 Vinters. That is indeed the winery. And 0 Digits is the game developer. I like that some of you thought that maybe I was still messing with you, even though I messed up on actually putting out that question. But 01 sources their grapes from established growers in the Columbia and Walla Walla valleys and delivers exceptional quality for the price, apparently. And 0 Digits has made a HTML game called the Fear Society. The next one. Castle Rock Estate is the winery, of course, and Paper Castle Games. So yeah, Castle Rock Estate is located on the northeast face of Porgonayup mountain range, 40 kilometers northeast of Albany, 30 kilometers southeast of Mount Baker in Australia. And Paper Castle Games has a game called Under Hero, which is currently on Greenlight. All right. Winged Cloud and Cloudy Bay. Winged Cloud is the game developer. Cloudy Bay is the winery. Winged Cloud is responsible for Sakura Spirit, Sakura Angels, and they currently are trying to greenlight Sakura Fantasy. They're visual novel type games. Cloudy Bay is a winery that not only captures the essence of Marlborough, but also embodies New Zealand's luxury to the world. The luxury of space and time, of intimate moments, and nature's rarest qualities. I got these descriptions off their websites. All right, next one. Red Car and Red Cap. Red Car is in fact the winery. They do Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Syrah, and they're growing in old climate vineyards on the edge of the Pacific. And Red Cap is the video game company. They are an Iranian video game company that makes a game called Go Kinnock and E.T. Armies. Those are both on Steam. Apparently, Go Kinnock is inspired by Sonic the Hedgehog. All right, and the final one. Oops, at the bottom of the page. All right, that'll be cut off a little bit. 7 Summits and 7 Stones. 7 Summits is the game developer, and 7 Stones is the website, or not the website, the winery. 7 Summits make a game called Pigment for iOS and Android, and 7 Stones Winery cultivates 20 acres of benchland overlooking British Columbia's spectacular Similacine River Valley. Similacine River Valley, yes, that's it. So there we go. There's, I hope you enjoyed that. The wineries, finding out about wineries versus video game companies. It was one of those things where I knew the video game company part. I knew there was a lot of video game companies that had funny names. And then I was thinking about, I like that, and I was thinking about what would be a good thing to add to that video game, or what other things have silly names. And I did some looking up, and it turns out wineries, yeah. Three of the questions I named both. Oh, I apologize. But anyway, exactly. Growing up in California, I can imagine was probably, beneficial for knowing some of those things. Like I was saying, a lot of them are in California for some reason. All right, well, I believe that's coming to the end of the show now. And it is, all that remains is for me to thank all the awesome people who I'm assuming have subscribed during the show. I haven't been able to see that. So we are going to do that. But I realized that I need to make it bigger so I can actually read people's names. So just a sec. And here we go. Loading Ready Run was written and Loading Ready Live was written and performed by LoadingReadyRun, although frankly, you know, it was mostly me. And thank you all to our awesome subscribers, including KatnissBot for 14 months saying Paul Fut Hype. A4Each saying missed Game House but catching Fut, so at least there's still an umlaut. That's right. Technogwheelie is a new Teogwheelie. It's a new subscriber. Thank you. Sinwid for 6 months. Thank you so much. Simon W42 for 4 months. Beards, indeed. Lacking Sanity for 21 months. Thank you so much. Mini Whack for 15 months. Can we just have a different person repeat this introduction every live, pretty please? Sethlock for 31 months. Itazu for 36 months. Save Alex from the memes. Hashtag, indeed. Dick Thurpson III for 8 months. Go solo, Paul. Thank you. Falcon Talos for 20 months. Cloneblade for 12 months. 1 year, Vav you guys. The whole year. Nice job, Cloneblade. I am Clockwork for 28 months. Positive Platitudes for a peck of pleasant Pauls. Ah, very nice. Pseudonym Ken for 4 months. All the Paul, the bits. A Wabberjack for 8 months. Wee, Paul is running the show. 1 month till sub baby. Iselu9 as a new subscriber. Thank you so much. King Torm as a new subscriber. Nick the DM, congrats on pulling off Loading Ready Paul. Wasn't what I expected, but always entertaining. Craig T. Nelson shorts for 8 months, 32 weeks in, ready to get this tumor out. I don't know if that's true, but good, yes. Alan Byrne for 35 months, sorry. Ninja Mummy Ramses for 10 months. It doesn't even look like an 8. Raymancius for 30 months. I have no idea how many people are in this. This could be a while. Pinery for 4 months. Great Fut Paul. I'm going by the Adam YMHMI. More Paul, yay Paul for 7 months. Chenhesi 2 for 21 months. Doc Samurai for 2 months. Paul plus Fut equals Putt. Chef Steven for 19 months. Conflicted Psyches for 3 months. Volderian for 7 months. Thanks, Paul. Great show. Thank you so very much. And thanks for 7,760 bits to all these awesome people. Zeke229, KatnissBot, F. Fermata, Sisyphus NZ, Pariah Wolfen, Stofern, Darth Whopper, Whooper, Devin Sanity, GoAmp Dog 2, Cosmo Rules, Skrenos, Philippe Modesto, Mr. Flip, Granite Fish, Delta V, Robo Nixon. Thank you all so much for joining me on this interesting experiment, I guess. It was definitely a thing. So don't expect it to necessarily happen all the time when people are away. But it was fun to do, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, and if you didn't enjoy it, well, I don't care. And now it's time for so long. But we'll sing just one more song. Thanks for doing your part. You sure are smart. 'Cause with me and you and the chat too, we can do anything that we wanna do. All right, great job, everyone. Especially you, Paul. That was excellent. Thanks. Hey, high five. What? No, we can't touch. That could cause a rift in the space-time continuum and end all life as we know it. Okay. All right, but don't even joke about that. All right, let's head out. All right, I'll meet you out there. Can't forget this.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, wait for me. Guys, someone still has to upload the video. Guys? I'm an asshole.